Welcome to KBS World Radio. You're now tuned in to Korea24's Korea Book Club, where we explore the world of Korean literature. This is our weekend replay edition, playing back our book segment from Wednesday's show. We hope you enjoy it. I'm your host, Kyung-ja. Joining me in the studio now is Barry Welsh, our literary critic, with another book for us to discover. Barry, hello. It's great to see you again.
Yes, hi. It's great to be back.
Okay, so what book are you introducing to our listeners today?
So this week we're reviewing a novel called The Guest by Hwang Sok-yong. The Korean title is Sonnim, and it was originally published in Korea in 2001, and then it was translated into English by Kyung-ja Chun and Maya West, and published in English in 2005. We've reviewed many of Hwang's books, including Princess Barry, Familiar Things, and The Road to Sampo. So I won't go over Hwang's full biography again today, but he was born in Changchun and he pursued a bachelor's degree in philosophy from Dongguk University. And in 1964, he was incarcerated in Korea for political reasons. And during that time, he came into contact with labour activists, and this was a big influence on him as a young man and writer. After his release, he work in a cigarette factory and then at construction sites across the country. Between 1966 and 1969, he was in Korea's military corps during the Vietnam War. And although he was there reluctantly, he saw the conflict there as a liberation struggle, and he's written about that as well. He's still a very prolific writer today, and today's novel, The Guest, delves into a crucial period in Korean history, particularly during the Korean War. And it spotlights an often overlooked incident called the Sinchon Massacre, and it brings to light real-life atrocities in a small town in Hwanghae-do, which is in present-day North Korea. And his approach here is quite unique. He reimagines the incident, and he's shifting blame from the US military forces to civilians, and he portrays it as almost a result of a sort of a small civil war in this village and region. And so his perspective in this book, it does challenge the conventional narrative. And this book is quite challenging in some ways, but it is a significant book in modern Korean literature for this rather daring exploration of a sensitive and under-discussed chapter of history.
Yeah, so that's a fascinating backdrop. So once again, it was originally published in Korean in 2001, and I believe it is initially set in that time period, but it addresses an incident that took place during the Korean War.
Right, yeah.
So can you give us an overview of the plot of The Guest?
Okay, so you are correct. It is set around that time period, or at least at the beginning of the novel in the late 90s, early 2000s. And it revolves around the life of a Reverend Ru Hyo-sup. This is a Korean man who's been living in the United States. And he seizes an opportunity to return to North Korea, which is his homeland. And this is part of a homeland visitors program. However, his journey takes an unexpected turn when his brother, Johan, also passes away shortly before his departure. And so what unfolds after this is a very poignant exploration of Josep's past, and then the secrets that his brother Johan held, and then also these terrible historical events that happened as part of the Korean War, or during the Korean War. And so the novel weaves Josep's contemporary journey, so back to North Korea, with this sort of haunting first-person accounts of these events that happened in the past. And this sort of mixture of these two timelines creates a very gripping story. And so through Josep's journey, The Guest delves into some very, like I said, some challenging but profound themes. So first and foremost, it's about confronting the human cost of war. So it's about the loss of innocence, just the nature, the brutal nature of conflict. But then it also explores the clash of ideologies, and specifically what Hwang is doing here is talking about the clash of imported ideologies to Korea. And here he's looking at Christianity and Marxism, and sort of critiquing how they disrupted the traditional Korean way of life. And so through the novel The Guest, he's examining the concept of identity, Korean identity, and he's trying to shed light on the struggle to hold on to your own internal values amid the sort of terrible external pressures. And then it's also a reflection on the theme of reconciliation, and then just this idea about the ghost of the past that haunt us in the present.
There's certainly some deep and thought-provoking themes. As you said, it forced the wider Korean society to look back on its own history and question perhaps some of the narratives that have been built up over the years. The characters in the book, of course, are the key conduits for that. Can you tell us a bit more about them as well? What sort of journeys they go on?
Right, yeah. So in this book, we can see there's several interesting characters. And, of course, Josip is the main character, and he goes through this very significant development throughout his journey. He's the anchor of the story. He's a Korean guy. He's living in the United States. And, he leaps at this opportunity to go back to his homeland. It's very important to him. And so, of course, he really desperately wants this opportunity. But this journey that he goes on, it leads to a very significant change in his emotional and psychological state. And then his character, it's marked by sort of very powerful inner conflict, and we learn that this comes from his sort of very difficult and estranged past with his late brother, who had a very dark history, and Johan, his brother, who's not physically present in the novel, he's also a significant character. So it's his actions and his decisions in the past that cast a long shadow over Josip in the present. And as the story unfolds, we sort of gradually learn more, and we're exposed more to the nature of his character and the things that he was part of, these sort of terrible things that he participated in. And then we also have this other element. Hwang Sok-yong often includes these kind of magical realist elements, and so in this novel we have the spirits and ghosts from the past, and they kind of follow Josip on his journey, and we also see how they undergo development as they recount their stories of what happened back during the Korean War, and then they're also reflecting on this sense of collective guilt and then suffering that they experienced during that period. And so those spirits, they in the story they're a bridge between the past and the present. And really the purpose in the narrative is to talk about the intricacies of the horrors of war. But Hwang's a very talented writer, and he develops these characters quite skillfully. And through especially these sort of figures, these ghosts, we witness the transformation of Josip as he investigates a deeply emotional and often morally challenging journey. And it's this interplay between these characters and the past and the present which add to the complexity of the story. So it is very rich and thought-provoking, but it can at times be a little challenging. Hwang's storytelling is very clever. He weaves together history and personal journeys, and it is a novel that leaves a lasting impression. Overall, I thought it was very captivating and poignant, and I think it will resonate with anyone who values historical insight and just compelling storytelling in general.
Okay, so once again, the book is called The Guest, and it's by Hwang Sok-yong, and that was our pick for this week's Korea Book Club. Barry, thank you for that recommendation and review. Till next time, take care, and we look forward to the next one.
Okay, take care.
Like the sky, you will be free in KBS World Radio. This time, this day, freedom. KBS World Radio.
KBS World Radio.